Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today it's just me and you, just a solo episode, because I wanted to share something with you. I have come to this great big realization of what one of the biggest drivers of disease is, and it might be something that you wouldn't associate with disease. So with that being said, I really wanted to share this topic with you because I've been thinking really deeply about it. And throughout my time being a women's Ayurveda and integrative health practitioner, a registered nurse, a personal trainer, and a yoga teacher, I have had many conversations with women about their health over the years. And after having thousands, and I mean thousands of conversations with different women, I have uncovered one of the biggest drivers of disease. Now, remember that disease is simply a state of imbalanced health. And the true meaning of health goes beyond the physical aspect. It encompasses the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and dharmic state of being. So, with that being said, can you guess what one of the biggest drivers of disease is? If you guessed lack of purpose, then you are correct. But I'm sure it's not what first comes to mind when I ask the question, what is one of the biggest drivers for disease? Our purpose and our dharma is at the essence of who we are. And if we feel that we are lacking purpose in life, we inherently place strain on our mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of ourselves. When these aspects are affected, we tend to make poorer choices in life when it comes to nutrition, lifestyle, and physical movement. Lack of purpose feeds feelings of low self-worth and low confidence, which once again contributes to poor choice habits and internal stress, which then can lead to hormonal imbalances. That's a podcast for a whole another time. So really, your purpose, we get so hung up on what is our purpose, what I feel like I should be here to do this grand big thing. And if I'm not, I'm lacking. I'm not worthy. Who am I if I'm not doing something so extraordinary? But your purpose can and it will change throughout your life. Heck, it can even change day by day or moment by moment. So despite what social media may make you believe, you do not need to find your purpose. You simply need to feel into it in any given moment. Right now, your purpose may be to give full attention to listening to this podcast and absorbing the information so that you can grow on a personal level. Being present with what you're doing at any given moment is being purposeful. It's being really purposeful with your time, and it's contributing to your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health and growth. But you may be still thinking and asking, what about my main purpose in this lifetime? I hear about everybody finding their purpose and living their dharma. What did I come here to achieve? You might be thinking. Well, your dharma, it can be found in the actions you are already taking, the words that you are already speaking, and the ways in which you are already contributing to society. Dharma simply means the eternal and inherent nature of reality, a cosmic law of right behavior and social order. So with that, I have a few questions that might be really helpful for you to ask yourself that will help you discover how you are already living your dharma. My first question is, and you might want to write this down, but obviously if you're driving or walking, you can't. So you might want to come back and listen to this section, because these are really beautiful journal prompts that can really help you go deeper into your understanding of self, your purpose, your dharma, and the true essence of who you are and what you are already contributing that makes you this amazing, wonderful, purposeful human being. So the first question I would love for you to reflect on is, what are your core values? Have you really thought about what are your core values? And are you fulfilling those core values in your everyday action? Because if you are, you're living on purpose. Those core values are the essence of who you are. So if you are acting on those values every day in your actions and your words, you're living on purpose. The second question is, how are you already contributing to the world? And that could be in small or big ways, because any contribution is worthy. Is it through being a kind and caring person? Is it through your job? Through your business? Are you being of service to other people, helping other people? Or are you raising wonderful, beautiful kids? Do you know that you are a loyal and good, caring friend, partner? Do you contribute socially or to different foundations? Whatever it is, think outside of the box of different ways of how you are already contributing to society. Because when you contribute to society in any way, any meaningful way, you are partly fulfilling a great deal of your dharma through right behavior. The second question, that was the second question. So the third question is, what are you doing to live in the right way? How are you honoring your higher self and the good for all? So the second question, we talked about how you are contributing to the world. And this also comes partly into the third question, but how are you also honoring your higher self? What do you do for you that lights you up? And how are you living in the right way? How are you honoring your health and all four of those aspects? So your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, and your dharmic health. What are you doing to live in the right way? Because when you can live in the right way, when you can fill your own cup up, when you grow on this spiritual level, it's like a domino effect. That energy expands to the other people in your sphere, the other people around you. You are lifting that higher vibration of the world, of the universe, when you are living in the right way. So ask yourself, what am I doing? How am I living in the right way? I mean, that could even be with using takeaway, not takeaway cups, but the log life takeaway cups, like your own cup. Instead of every time you go and get a coffee or a chai latte, you're using the plastic ones that are contributing to landfill and poor health for our environment. So if you take your own keep cup, I should say, if you take your own keep cup instead of constantly using the plastic ones, then that is a way that you are living in the right way. So we don't have to think on these big grand scale of things. I mean, that is a grand scale, really. If you think about it, that's amazing that you are contributing to our environment, to our world, the health of the world. So however you are doing it is 100% amazing, and it is living on purpose. You are purposefully living. So think of all the little things that you are doing to live in the right way. The fourth question I want to ask you is, what gives you the greatest sense of contentment or in Sanskrit, we say santosha. When and how and where are you, or who are you being? How are you showing up when you feel fully content? Because there's a lot to be said about santosha, contentment. And when you feel content, you're feeling on purpose. You're not struggling with the thoughts in the mind that make you feel less than, or you need to achieve more to be somebody else, because you already feel content with who you are, where you're at, and what you're doing. So where or when in your day, in your week, in your month, in your year, do you feel truly content? Because in that moment, you are living on purpose. And the fifth question is, what is your current life purpose? Have you thought about that? Are you expressing it through your career, through self-study and self-development, through family, relationships, and different roles? As I mentioned, your dharma and your purpose will fluctuate and it will change throughout your life. It can change throughout the week. If my child comes home sick from school, like, my complete purpose in that moment is to be the best mom that I can be, to really show up for him and care for him. But if I am speaking in front of a crowd of hundreds of people talking on women's health or Ayurveda, my dharma in that moment is to educate, to inspire those people in the room. So our dharma does fluctuate and change throughout different aspects and timelines in our life. It's not this one calling that we have to find. Even if you have your own business, and you might find that it might be, your business, the core of it might be around the same sort of thing, but it will pivot and it will sway. And that dharmic journey of that business changes and evolves, just like your career does. So don't get so attached to that one thing that is going to fulfill your purpose and what you came here to do. Because the truth is, you came here to do many things. You are so talented and so amazing. There's not just one thing that you're here for. Some of you may feel that there's this big overarching purpose and dharma that you have been put here to fulfill, and that is wonderful. But not everyone has to feel that way, because a lot of us have a lot of different things we contribute throughout our lifetime, putting us on our dharmic path of right living. And my sixth question to ask yourself is, what brings you the most joy? When are you just totally lit up? Like, when are you feeling ecstatic with the world and just loving life? What gives you the biggest smile and the biggest feeling of satisfaction? What really brings you joy? Is it like your dance class? Is it going to a yoga class? Is it traveling with your family? Is it educating and inspiring different people? Do you just love what you do? Is that your joy? What is it that really brings you a lot of joy, or has done in the past? And if you're not being able to cultivate enough joy, then why aren't you doing more of the things that light you up? Because part of living on purpose, part of this dharmic path and journey, it is to find yourself in those experiences that bring you joy. Now, that's not to say that every moment of life has to be like this, amazing fairy tale. That's just not how life goes. We are here living this true human experience. And, with that comes a roller coaster of different events and emotions. So you don't have to chase joy and happiness every day to feel purposeful, but you have to know and realize and understand what can cultivate that for you, and how can you add more of that into your life, because that makes you and your life feel a lot more purposeful and joyful. And then my last question for you is, what is one step, just one step that you can take to help you on your path of Dharma. Because we know that actions equals results. Taking action breeds clarity. Taking action is what helps us create greater transformations for ourselves. And like I've said before, you can read all of the self-help books or do all of the courses. But if you don't actually implement any of those teachings into action, then you've just acquired a whole lot of knowledge you're doing nothing with, and you're not creating the transformation. So what is one step, just one step that you can take today to direct you on that path of Dharma and feeling into your purpose? Is it to be more present in every moment? Is it to appreciate the things that you already have? Is it to take that leap of faith and step out into another career? Or is it to find more joy and to do more of those things? Is it to work on your relationships? Is it to work on your spiritual self, your physical health, processing emotions, your mental health? What is it going to be that you're going to do to take that step to greater purpose and fulfillment? Because we know that when we feel on purpose, when we're feeling fulfilled, that we in turn are healthier, because we honor the mental, emotional, spiritual, and dharmic sense of self. And through that, we start to honor our physical health and sense of self. So don't let a lack of purpose or feeling a lack of purpose determine the state of your health. Well, I hope that you got something out of this short episode, and that you can, if you are driving or walking or doing something whilst listening to this podcast where you couldn't write those steps down, I really hope that you can play it back and go through the exercise. Remember, don't just listen to absorb some information. Listen to take action, because that's what's going to give you your greatest transformation. And if you really want help, unpacking all of this on a deeper level, I would love to invite you to work one-to-one with me in my Thrive program. We go into all aspects of health in that. It's a personalized program. We look at Ayurvedic psychology, we look at hormonal health, gut health, whatever it may be. But we go deep on all aspects of your health using my higher self methodology. And if you do have this bigger calling to share more wisdom with your clients or to create a beautiful career out of Ayurveda, then I invite you to reach out and discuss with me the opportunity to become an Ayurveda alchemist, which is a program that certifies you to become an Ayurveda lifestyle and wellness coach. All right, thank you, lovely, beautiful humans. I enjoy bringing these episodes to you. So please, if you do enjoy them, please go and give us a 5-star rating or a lovely review. That would be really helpful to get this information out to everybody else. Namaste.